Mr. Clemente, the legacy of your family and what your family has been able to do for the game. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, you know, we truly believe that the legacy that our father left us has really molded this family after his death 50 years ago. We were very lucky that he picked the right woman to be the mother of his children. And our mother, the way she raised us, I always say that I was raised by Mother Teresa. And that's the nature of this family, and that's how, you know, we really thrive, is actually being able to help, and this legacy has really provided us an opportunity to open doors for other people that can't open them themselves.
Your dad did a lot for people when he left us and moved on. He was on his way to help people. Today you're helping young people. They're here getting an education, and one day they'll realize who you are and who your family is. But can you talk about how special this is?
Oh, I think I get from the kids more than they get from me sometimes, because it is what it's all about, being able to show up and be a voice that they're going to remember for the rest of their lives. I remember some athletes that came to my school when I was young, right? Even though I was already, you know, involved with many of those guys as a kid because of my father, but, you know, boxers and different athletes came around and were of impact in my life as well. So being able to be here today and hopefully be an impact for a few of those kids is priceless.
You played the game, life after sports, the knee injury. You played with the Pirates. Talk a little bit about the game of baseball, and it's a beautiful game, and it's a game that you can learn a lot about life.
Well, you know, I think it's very similar of life. I always have the same thing as you know, striking out. In baseball, you have a long season, and baseball is a game of failure. You have to take a look at, if you fail, you know, 7 out of 10 times, you're an all-star. So that's how hard the game is, and life is the same way. But you have a game tomorrow, you have another day tomorrow. You have to think about forget about what happened today. Think about what you can do to better your life tomorrow and be a better person. And I think that this gets you to really have those choices in front of them and make sure that we guide them the right way.
Your dad really blessed a lot of people, and people were honored to see him play and just to meet him, to talk to him. And I'm sure, I know everywhere you go, people are just blown away. But can you talk about his legacy and some of your memories of his baseball?
Well, you know, I remember going to Forbes Field as a child, and we always got there late because Mom always got there after the second, third inning. But being able to watch Dad on the field, I always thought and knew that he was different. There was a different movement, a different way he ran. But that legacy of him as a player has really gone beyond the game of baseball. And I'm very proud that that legacy is not about baseball. It's about being a humanitarian, being a human being that has helped many people, and it continues to help people after his death 50 years later.
In closing, talk a little bit about today, why this is special, and again, the next generation, they can get something out of this, and they're going to get an education. But how special was this day?
You know, being able to challenge the young kids today with being a better person, being able to be of change for their communities, it is the important thing that they're going to understand, number one, how that feels. It's going to give their self-esteem. It's going to do a lot of good for them, and it's going to do a lot of good for the community as well. So we're very proud to be able to challenge them, and hopefully they'll pick up and get going. Go out there and start helping people.
To be a part of that legacy, the Pantheon, some of the greatest to ever play. I mean, your dad, I could stand here for forever and just talk about his greatness, but can you talk about what it's like for you and what that means? I mean, I can't even imagine it.
Being the first Latino inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame, we celebrate that next year, 2023. And, you compare all the big names of baseball, including your Babe Ruth. I mean, you name them. There's really, I don't think there's one that has gone beyond the game of baseball. I think like the name Clemente, because it's a synonym with goodwill, and it has gone across the globe, where you have coins with his face on it in Africa. You have coliseums in Germany, but it's because of who he was as a human being, not a baseball player.
And what's it like to be back on the Sun Coast? You spent some time down here and you played the game. What's it like to be back here, your college, different experiences you had, and you're back at home, so to speak?
I am back home. I can't believe how some things have changed, including Pirate City. So I am looking forward to going and having lunch and touring Pirate City again and reminiscing, and hopefully be able to move back to the area. I'm trying to come back to the area. I'm hoping that that will happen.
Mr. Clemente, I don't see you that often, so in closing, is there any final comments, anything you want to tell everybody out there?
I believe that right now, where we are living today, this is the time to be able to really reach out for those that are in need and help them out. I think that we're all the same. As I said before, the only thing that makes us different is our fingerprint, and that is something that we need to really acknowledge, and hopefully we can all touch everything in a positive way.
Last question. Sports collectibles. When you look at some of the different pieces that your family has, all-star jerseys and gloves and rings and different things that your dad was able to accomplish, when you see those kind of things, what goes through your mind?
I already knew that my father really did not really value those accomplishments much. He felt that is something that, yes, you get a trophy. I believe that all those trophies that he earned, for me, the most valuable thing that he left us was a poem he wrote on a Father's Day. And, those little things, we like I said before, baseball is a game. The stats are there, the trophies are there, but the memories that are really are hitting the heart are the things that really we value.
Thank you, sir. It's an honor.